Hey guys, so today's episode is actually on meditation. The reason we're bringing this up is because obviously I know right now everyone's at home, but it can be easy to get stressed out with everything going on around us. I'm not going to go into all the benefits like as far as science, but there's lots of science behind meditation nowadays. You can look that up. What we're aiming at today is just to give you some quick ways that you can practice meditation in as little as 5 minutes, even 3 minutes in some. So we'll go through some of our favorites, but before we even do that, I found this article online from Harvard, and it reads, "The term fight or flight is also known as the stress response. It's what the body does as it prepares to confront or avoid danger. When appropriately invoked, the stress response helps us rise to many challenges. But trouble starts when this response is constantly provoked by less momentous day-to-day events such as money woes, traffic jams, job worries, or relationship problems. Health problems are one result. A prime example is high blood pressure, a major risk factor for heart disease. The stress response also suppresses the immune system, increasing susceptibility to colds and other illnesses." All right, so obviously in a nutshell, stress can be good, but if you're constantly stressed, it's not a good thing for your immune system, especially right now. So again, even more reason to try this and give this a shot. So when we are in a fight or flight state or we're highly stressed, most of us tend to chest breathe instead of belly breathing or what we call diaphragmatic breathing. And just to put it in quick context, if I were to tell you to take a deep breath, most people would like puff their chest out and go like, and do one of those instead of actually trying to fill up your belly, which we call diaphragmatic breathing. When you do that, it causes you to actually stay in that stressed out state, which is why deep breathing techniques have been around and been used for a long time. So without taking up too much more time, we're just going to show you a couple of quick ones that I find useful. I don't know if Amy, do you have any breathing techniques that you use daily already?
Well, when I meditate, I breathe. I don't know if there's a name for it, but I just follow the things that I've learned in yoga.
Yeah, and also the one other thing too is these are really good because they're so simple and fast. And I know from what I hear from people when I tell people to meditate, some people are like, either they think it's like woo-woo or it's going to be too complicated, or they're just like automatically trying to dismiss it because they think it's going to be too hard. There's lots of apps out there that do it, but personally for me, I don't like the guided meditation. Just hearing somebody's voice on some of the apps has not worked for me, so I prefer breathing techniques over that.
I prefer the apps. I use the Calm app. I actually started with the free version, and then I upgraded to the paid one. And I actually like having the guided and helping somebody walk me through it because it helps shut off my brain when I'm doing it. But there's different ones on there. Some just have music, some have guided, so you can kind of pick and choose. So.
Yeah, and some it's a perfect example of what works for some may not work for others. So try them all. Some of that. Do you have a top app that you suggest?
Calm.
Calm, and then Headspace is another one. If you want to try something different, one that I use is called Brainwaves. It's actually sounds instead of somebody's voice, so they're different. When you go into the app, there's actually frequencies, and it'll tell you press this one for relaxation, press this one for concentration or focus, sleep, etc. And they're actual frequencies that have been shown to actually put you in the right state, brainwave wise, to arrive at whatever the outcome you're chasing is, whether that's focus or relaxation. All right, so regarding breathing, my favorite one is nostril breathing. It's a form of something called pranayama breathing. It's used in yoga. It's been around a long time. In a nutshell, it's alternate nostril breathing. So when you're doing these breathing techniques, you want to definitely find a place where you can just relax. So ideally somewhere quiet. It could be anywhere in your house, obviously in a chair, couch, wherever you want to do it. But we'll go through the basics. So if Amy was going to do this, so just so you want to relax as much as possible. Our dog is right underneath her right now, so that's probably not the easiest thing to do right now.
Crisscross applesauce.
Right, so all you're going to do is relax. I prefer to close my eyes. This is one that I do daily, usually in the middle of the day, because it's the easiest. So Amy's just going to leave that hand there and then take your right hand and then use your thumb to... Yep, so you're going to take your thumb to close.
I can see you, my eyes are closed.
Take your thumb, right, and close. So she's
We
gonna.
did not practice this beforehand.
So she's gonna close one of the nostrils like that, and she's gonna breathe in. So she's gonna take a deep breath, and
Deep
then
belly breath, right?
Yep, and then close the other side and breathe out of this nostril, right? Now she's gonna go back up this nostril. So now breathe it. Nope. Leave that one, and then other side alternate. Right. So the key here. So just keep doing it. The key here is just to relax, and then notice her stomach. So for some of you, if you've never done this before, it may be a little bit harder in the beginning, but I'd encourage you, use your other hand too, so Amy can use her other hand to feel her stomach. What you want to feel is your stomach filling up or pushing your hand out, right? But this one could be done in as little as 2 minutes. Sometimes I do this in my office during the day, in the middle of the day, to just relax. It works only as well as you can fill up your breath. It's not going to work if you're doing one of these
I would say one of the tips that my yoga teachers say is to imagine that you have a balloon in your stomach and you're inflating it and deflating it. So when we're thinking of our chest, like Ray said, like we've all gone to the doctor and they say deep breath and we all go, right? Like that's just the norm. But think of like you have a balloon in your stomach, and then when you tell you to fill it, you're trying to fill, like you want your stomach to come out and be big. And they said it in yoga that like this is not the time to be worried about like is your stomach poking out or not. You want it to poke out when you're filling your breath, and then when you're exhaling, it's like all the air out of that balloon is going out, so your stomach should go in.
Yeah, so the other thing, what's funny about that is in that same Harvard article, and I'll post the link in this email that goes out, but they said the same thing, that we live in a time and day and age where everybody's worried about how they look. Yeah. So most of us are used to like sucking in, which is actually posture-wise good for you during the day to like make sure you're staying upright. But in this exercise, you want to do the complete opposite. Like think no one is around, no one cares, there's no judgment. Just let yourself kind of sink, right? So that your stomach can like protrude, whereas most people during the day, we're not trying to practice like sticking out our belly, right? So relaxation is key. If you want to add music or something calming in the background, you can do that as well. The other one, so one of the other ones is, sorry, my flock notifications are going crazy right now. There's another, so that one's called Nadhi, and I'm probably, if I'm bashing the pronunciation, I'm sorry, but Nadhi Sodhana is the one we just showed you. That's alternate nostril breathing. The other one is called Satali Pranayama. This one is based on sound. So if you've never done yoga before, or maybe you have, a lot of times they use the sound of the breath, because the way to relax is to take your mind off of everything else. Right now we have like a million things going on, so it's very easy to get distracted with your thoughts going everywhere. So focusing on breath is key. This one, you'll just curl your tongue. So I can actually do this one too. So you curl your tongue and then you breathe in, creating a hissing sound with your mouth, right? So if I curled my tongue and then you actually close and then breathe out through your nose.
So you close your mouth?
Yep. So you go deep in. So same thing. And you want to fill up the stomach.
Open?
Your mouth stays open on the inhale.
Right.
So and then one other thing I just thought about, when you're doing this, a good thing is when you're breathing out or exhaling, even on the nostril breathing, you want the opposite. So your stomach should be ideally deflating there and going in, right? So those are two that are very easy, at least in my opinion. There's one other one that the Navy SEALs actually use called box breathing. Some of you may have heard this. I know this is what they have been taught. We actually watched the presentation the other day from one of the groups that we're in that has an ex-Navy SEAL in the group, and he talked about it. But box breathing, it's pretty simple. All you're doing, you're taking a deep breath in for 4 seconds, right? So ideally, you would either have a clock or counting Mississippis in your head, right? So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. So we breathe in, right? Practicing the same thing, expanding the belly, and then you hold for 4 seconds. So in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, right? So release the breath for 4 seconds, and then you hold again. So in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4 again, and then repeat. That's what they actually use in the Navy SEALs to relax or get out of a fight or flight state.
Yeah. And a lot of, if you've ever done yin yoga or restorative yoga, when you're coming out of a pose, the teacher will have you do that just to kind of switch your mind to the next thing. So it's a common thing in yoga as well.
Yep. And then last thing, I'll post another link. Healthline is a popular website nowadays for a lot of, I'd say, medical / health things that are backed by science. One of the things on the alternate nostril breathing, they had all these studies. 3 things that it did was one was lower stress, 2 was improved respiratory endurance or breathing endurance, and then the third one was lowering heart rate. So again, I can't stress enough, just try this out. Hope that was helpful in some way, shape, or form. These breathing exercises can be as little as, I would even say that the nostril breathing, if you get good at it, would only be like 2 minutes. But you can go, people do meditation, I mean, I've seen hours.
Yeah.
Probably common practice nowadays, I'd say, is like 10 to 30 minutes, depending on the person.
But start small. I've talked about this before, that if you've never done it, don't try to push yourself to do 20 minutes, 15 minutes, or anything like that, because then you'll get frustrated with yourself and then you won't do it. Just start, like Ray said, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then get to the point where that's normal and that's easy, and then you can start jumping up from there.
Yep. But give it a shot. Let us know what you guys think, and we will see you guys next time.
Peace.